Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Mayor Fatemi. Getting into our last segment of the show here. Actually, we're going to talk a little bit about Gregg Popovich. After 29 years, legendary head coach Gregg Popovich moves up to team president in San Antonio. 29, one of the best NBA coaches in NBA history, easily moves up to the head team president after two health scares. He had not one but two heart attacks. I believe he had one heart attack, and I believe he also had a mild stroke, unfortunately. So Gregg Popovich, obviously getting older, needing to take time off. Not needing to take time off, but just needs to relax, get ready for because he's just getting older. It's just part of getting older, and unfortunately, the mind and the body, he just needs a less stressful position. Especially as a coach, you have one of the most stressful positions on the court. Regardless of what people say, the coaches play a massive role in what players do on the court, in what happens. They put a lot of time, a lot of effort into putting into schemes, into getting your guys right, into practices. A lot of time, a lot of mental stress, a lot of effort in general. So, just just a moment to look back on Gregg Popovich's legacy as a multi-time champion, and we wish him nothing but the best as he moves up to team president with the San Antonio Spurs. But the San Antonio Spurs are also hiring their assistant coach Mitch Johnson as the franchise's next head coach. Just a little backstory on Mitch Johnson. He's been with the team for over a decade now, and he was labeled as the interim coach in November. And while the San Antonio Spurs had a little bit of didn't have the best season as what many expected, they did deal with a lot of injuries. They did bring in De'Aaron Fox. They had to deal with Victor Wembanyama. They had to deal with Fox getting injured. They had to deal with Wembanyama. Wembanyama going out, leaving the season with blood clots. You had to deal with you had Stephen Castle as the rookie of the year as well. You had goods and bads. There were a lot of positives that happened in the regular season. There were a lot of negatives, unfortunate events that happened in the regular season. But if we do want to look at one thing, well, a couple of things. One, this San Antonio Spurs team has a lot of youth, have a lot of potential, and have the potential to be great for a long time. I'm serious when I say great. I cannot stress it enough. You have De'Aaron Fox, who's one of the best young point guards in the league, just entering his prime. You have Victor Wembanyama, who has the label of the alien, one of the best big men in basketball, one of the best young big men in basketball. You have Stephen Castle, who just won Rookie of the Year, who's a young star freshman point guard for the team. You can start running him at the one. You can run Devin Vassell as the shooting guard, and then you run Wembanyama either the center position or the power forward, one of the two. So that's three spots right there. Just rookies and young star players. I didn't even say De'Aaron Fox. Put Fox at the point guard. Put Vassell at the shooting guard, and then put Stephen Castle at the small forward. I don't know why I forgot about De'Aaron Fox, and then put, of course, Wembanyama at 4 or 5. That's just four guys of just young players, of young star players that I just mentioned. And then I didn't even mention, did I mention that they have a top 5 pick in the NBA draft this year? It's not labeled yet, but they're in the NBA lottery pick. And they have one of the top 5 odds in getting the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. If that happens, if they're able to draft Cooper Flag with this team, I would bet I would bet a lot of dollary dues that this Spurs team is going to the NBA playoffs next year. And under a young head coach in Mitch Johnson, I would not be shocked if Mitch Johnson won the NBA Coach of the Year award next year. If this all transpires. This is a young, talented, potential to be great for years to come. Especially if they get Cooper Flag or whoever they draft in the draft. Whoever they draft in the draft. This is one of the best young teams in the league. and they have a lot of potential, and they're going to be around for a while. So, Gregg Popovich, it's up to you to draft players. Mitch Johnson, it's going to be up to you to coach these players, get these guys ready to go, put them in positions to win, put them in positions to succeed. And yeah, I think they have a lot of pieces as well on their bench that they can use as trade assets if they want to trade for a veteran. They already have Chris Paul on the team, and Chris Paul is a great veteran point guard. He will be great. He's a great fit for this team. But say you bring in a Kevin Durant who's had some noise about wanting to join San Antonio, as possibly San Antonio being a dark horse team for him to join. Say you bring in a Giannis. Giannis's name has been tied with the Spurs, with Wembanyama. Say you bring in, there are a slew of players you can bring in if you'd like. And there are also a slew of teams that are potential to be playoff contending teams next year. Absolutely. Let's just go down the list quickly. Orlando, you have Detroit in the Eastern Conference. You have you could say Memphis as well. You could say there are a lot of teams that are looking to trade some players. But if you can get your hands on a Kevin Durant, if you decide to go with that veteran route, go that way. If you want to go with the young draft pick route and continue to grow their team from the ground up, go that way. If you want to go both, do that. The Spurs have a lot of options here. And Gregg Popovich, with his experience, will get this team in the position to win. This team will most likely win a championship in the next 5 years. Is not crazy to say. Legitimately, probably closer to 7 to 8 years. But this is one of the best teams in the East, and this is one of the best teams in the Western Conference. This is one of the best teams in general, period. And they will be around for a while. They're going to be around for years to come. But that's all I got for the show today. I know that last segment was a little drier than expected. Spurs just aren't in the playoffs. We're talking a lot about playoffs right now. This topic will be probably revisited in the offseason once the playoffs end, once we're looking at recapping the NBA season, previewing the next season, previewing what teams should be doing in the offseason, what players should go where, free agent market, all of that. This is going to be a topic to revisit for that. But yeah, we got to stay focused on the NBA playoffs because this is the best time of the year in terms of the NBA playoffs because yeah, this is the NBA playoffs. This is what we waited for 6-7 months throughout the regular season, and this is the second round. We got to be ready to go, and we got 2 more games lined up for you guys lined up for today that are going to be unbelievable games. Starting out with the Pacers Cavs, that is going to be an unbelievable game 2, must-win game for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then game 1 between watch every game of this series if you can, because this is going to be one of the best series of NBA history, I think. I'm not joking when I say that. This is going to be one of the best. On paper, this is one of the best series in NBA history between the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Two of the best teams, two of the most talented, promising teams. The old head team and the Golden State Warriors, the young guys in the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is going to be one of the best series in NBA history, and I cannot wait to see it. Game 1 kicks off later tonight at 9:30. So if you guys have time, tune into that game because it will not disappoint. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning into the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your guys' support means a lot to us, so please remember to leave a positive review in the comments. It seriously means it makes a difference. More than you guys think. You guys are a big part of what we do on the show here. Let us know what we're doing well. Let us know what we can improve upon. Let us know what you guys want to hear more of. Let us know if you guys have any questions in general. In general, whatever you guys want to know, whatever you guys have to say, please let us know in the comments below. Everything is always greatly appreciated, and you guys are a big part of what we do here on the GSMC Sports Network. So, also, please remember for more content and updates, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Snapchat below. Thank you guys for tuning into the GSMC Basketball Podcast. This is your host, Mara Fatemi, signing off. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your days. Get ready for another packed NBA slate of basketball later tonight, and I'll be back same time at 9 a.m. to recap all those games and preview the next day's action. This is the host of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, signing off. Bye-bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to